What is up, my lifted legends? It's your boy Adrian here, back with some DayZ news here today. And before you guys even come for me in the comments section, the gameplay in the background is not even worth watching. I just want to let you guys know I do pay attention to that in the comments section. And hopefully I can get you guys some better gameplay for the background here, because now that we're about to get 1.04, I'm definitely going to be back on DayZ. As most of you guys probably know, I haven't been streaming as much recently, nor have I really been uploading, and it's because it's been a struggle with DayZ and me actually getting content for this game. Anytime that I hop on, every server is dry, either from dupers or server hopping. So I'm really happy for this update because they're actually about to be fixing that. They're getting rid of the server hopping and the duping to a certain extent. With duping, I've heard is still able to be done, but it's nowhere near as easy as what it was. So as long as it's nowhere near as easy as what it was, I don't really have a problem with it. After a certain point, I feel like once it reaches a certain difficulty level, most people will probably quit duping and just play the game for what it's supposed to be, which will make the gameplay experience a whole lot better. And let's go ahead and jump into 1.04 here today, guys, because I know that's what most of you guys are actually here for, is 1.04 news. But we have quite a few juicy things in this little July status report, which I'm happy to be bringing you guys. So starting off, they're talking about the console updates and how they work. With the console updates, we will be 3 to 4 weeks behind PC, but they have to go through a whole nother review process for a console. So before an update can even be put out, once they finish the update, they have to send it to Sony within 3 to 7 business days pretty much, and they'll review it and let them know what happens, if it's any issues. Sony and Microsoft, that is. They'll let them know if it takes like any issues, anything wrong with it that they need to fix, and if there is anything wrong with the update, the whole process actually has to be redone again, so that could lengthen it. So it could be anywhere from a month to 2 months before we actually get an update, as far as after 1.04 goes, depending on what happens when they do submit the update. If they have to redo the process or whatnot, that can add on to the 3 to 4 weeks that it takes for us to receive an update, which in my opinion, I'm happy they did let us know this, because that would stop a whole lot of people from coming at their necks. As far as like letting us know when the update is out for review, they currently already do that on Twitter, so they are handling business, guys. They really are trying to communicate more with the community. But along with that update, so after that review process is done, pretty much it takes another 3 days to roll out the update. So it could be 4 weeks plus what, an extra 2 weeks past that or so it can reach out to. So be aware that it could be up to 5 weeks after a PC update releases that we'll see it on Xbox and PlayStation, up to 5 weeks, guys. So they say 3 to 4 weeks naturally. I'm giving them 5 just to be sure. But one big thing that I want to point out that they were saying they were trying to do, they're trying to make the game more like modded DayZ slash 0.62, which they're trying to revert back to some of the older features. I know a lot of you guys are asking like, where's the lag breaking and whatnot, like, you know, the more difficult stuff, which they are trying to bring back to the game. They're just currently having an issue with it because of the engine that they are currently on. There are slight limitations to that, which I do understand. So what they decided to do is they are currently remaking the current game's engine, but bettering it so we can get better frame rate and better animations and whatnot. As you guys can see on screen, they're even trying to bring back the vaulting, which I am super happy about. So we will be able to jump gates and whatnot at a certain point, but they said give it some time for the most part, because this engine is going to take a lot of time to rebuild, because this engine is pretty old at the moment. So they're not just trying to update the engine they have, they're rebuilding it from scratch so everything works complete and well. So with them actually making a completely new system, they are still focused on some things while we still are playing on this current engine. One of the many things they're working on is an advanced health system. They were saying that they improved it in 1.04 and kind of balanced it a little bit more, but they don't want to commit to implementing complex medical injury gameplay. Like I was saying, pretty much like the leg breaking and whatnot like that. They do want the authenticity of it, but currently the engine can't handle it, so they aren't actually adding that into the game yet, but they are working on some of the smaller things that they can actually do inside of this engine before we get ready to switch over to this next engine. They really aren't trying to kill this engine off completely yet until the next one is done, and then I guess they'll update it and we'll go from there. Also, they're trying to bring in new content such as guns and cars, but like I said, that's one of the things they were working on. They really didn't go into detail with that as far as like what new guns could possibly coming or cars. They also want to add modding support. They're even bringing an animation support tool, so they're going to be doing a whole lot of crazy stuff on PC with that modding support tool, guys. Pretty much with the modding support tool, it's equivalent to what Rockstar uses in GTA 5 as far as like the different animations and stuff that you can actually set up on PC. We probably actually won't receive it on console, obviously, but that could be a major step because the stuff that modders end up adding on PC, a lot of the times devs and whatnot actually look at those and try and implement it into the game for the most part. They do try and listen to the community on certain different aspects like that. Also, they are trying to make base building more stable, which I hope they really do, because base building is kind of lackluster at the moment. It's really easy to raid bases, but if they're going to make it a little bit more difficult, I definitely feel like base building will become a more used mechanic, because not a lot of people believe in base building in the current moment because of server hoppers and the fact it's really easy to raid. If you're not on 24/7, your base could be raided very, very easily. It's really no skill in it at the current moment. So with them making advancements to base building, I'm definitely ready to see what more they'll be adding. But to cap it all off, guys, for 2019, the main things they're working on are bug fixing, stabilizing, balancing, and modding support. Also, they will be adding DLC, but they plan on releasing the DLC this year, but they don't have a particular date for it. As far as DLC goes, what they've came out and said so far is they don't actually plan on having us paying for DLC. It'll kind of just be released with updates so frequently. It'll probably be like more free stuff than paid for. They don't really have any plans at making paid DLCs at the moment, but like I said, guys, there's no telling. That could all be subject to change. Devs say stuff all the time, but especially with DLC, I kind of just stay on the edge with DLC. It's kind of like a 50-50 chance. You never know if they are actually gonna put a price tag on it at some point, but the first DLC that we were supposed to be getting is guaranteed to be free. So that is all the news I have for you guys here today. If you guys did find this video helpful, definitely leave a like, rating, and a comment in the comment section. Also, let me know what game do you guys want to see me stream, because I'm definitely looking to stream more because I really do enjoy streaming with you guys. But currently DayZ is getting their stuff together. But once 1.04 drops, I feel like we'll actually be okay and I'll be back to streaming on a regular basis. But I don't want to tire DayZ out either. So definitely let me know in the comment section what you guys think about what they're doing here and what games do you guys want to see me stream over here on